Hi, welcome to Improving Behavior in Your Classroom. In an ideal world, in your middle school or high school, it's like a college. If you walk out of the classroom and you come back, everyone's still working. Kids have conversations outside of class about what they learned in your class.
You think Scott was the main character? Fool, it was Atticus.
Everyone's genuinely concerned about their next step in life.
If I pull an A, I'm looking at Ivy League school.
Kids responsibly go to the bathroom and come right back when they need to.
That would make that a metaphor, right? Okay? Yeah.
The culture at your existing school dictates how close to that ideal your school can get. You might be pretty close to that ideal, or you might need to set the bar a little bit lower. I've worked at schools where the classes run themselves, and I've worked at schools where teachers have physically feared for their safety. The following are some of the things that I picked up through the years. Creating a culture. We're going to address two things for the most part. We're going to address the culture and behavior. We can't get to behavior till we've established a culture, the most important thing you can do. And culture starts with having a relationship, and for the relationship to take place, you really need to be able to begin with, share stories together, where they also participate in your stories.
So on my wedding invite, you know wedding invites? Okay, they leave out the comma.
When they share their stories, clarify details.
And that's how I found out my uncle had the recessive gene.
Your dad's side?
Yeah.
You care about them, they care about you. Now you have somebody who will listen to you.
You see? See? Yeah? Okay.
Show them their ideas are valid. Paraphrase their ideas and then expand on them.
I thought he killed him because of his dad.
So you're saying the motivation for Hamlet was to avenge his father. It's a good idea. Anybody else support that?
Teach something you care about. If you don't, they will not care.
Anyway, Lord of the Flies is about some teenagers. They land on an island. They don't like each other. They kill the annoying one. There we go.
Best way to control class is to have interesting lessons.
So the Goldilocks zone, right? It's basically where life can be. It's just far enough from a star, which means alien life forms. Kind of awesome, right? Who wants to tell me about the greenhouse effect? Yes.
Keep up morale by showing them how much they've accomplished.
At the beginning of the year, did you guys think you could write essays like this? Now you can.
If you give a kid a rule, you follow the rule too. If you say they can't eat, neither should you.
You have to put that away, mister.
School rule, you guys can't eat, I can't eat.
Remind them that you follow that rule too.
The reward should be learning.
Incentives are great for a short period of time. After a while, they get entitled and they want bigger and better things.
Everyone, you did great. Everybody gets Subway.
I want McDonald's.
Give me a shake.
You need to get them to the place where learning the idea or the concept is the goal and what they get out of it.
What are you going to give me if I finish?
Could you do this before?
No.
Okay, so now you're able to do this. Can you show me how the whole thing is done?
Even if they don't buy it yet, keep up with the messaging. You never know what they're really going to take away in the end.
Positive behavior supports. Adjusted.
Positive behavior supports are just telling a kid what he should do instead of telling him what they shouldn't do.
Bad example. Stop slouching in your chair.
Good example.
Please sit up and face your feet forward.
Positive behavior supports let you be more specific with what you want. It's a solution, not a complaint.
Bad example. Complaint.
Can you stop standing up?
Good example. Solution.
Hey, Johnny, if you need to stand up, could you raise your hand before you do that? Against convention at a lower cognitive level, I'd argue that you also need to tell them what not to do before you tell them what to do. For example, what if they're 4 years old?
We don't put marbles in our nose. We roll them on the ground.
By stating what students should do, you're implying what they shouldn't do. But if they don't get implications, they're not going to be able to understand. So you might need to be more specific, and that applies to a very small percentage of students. Very small.
Show them who's boss.
Strong does not mean pushing people around and showing them who's boss. That's bullying. Making an example of a student often embarrasses them, and that shouldn't be the aim.
Bad example.
Okay, this is what happens when you guys pass notes. Okay? Dear Angela. Ooh. Okay. If you love me, circle yes. If not, circle no.
Everyone already knows you're the boss. As long as you stay consistent, you stand by what you say, you don't ignore problems, you sound confident, and you don't back down unless you're wrong.
Good example.
You're passing notes on parent conference night.
You're not gonna tell him, are you?
Let's see how you do with the rest of your assignment.
Regulating behavior in any kind of way is making an example. Other kids will notice. You don't have to make a big production. If you're wrong, apologize. You're modeling good behavior. You want them to apologize when they're wrong, so model apologizing when you're wrong.
Cindy, your phone, put it away.
I'm just reading.
Cindy, your book, keep reading it. Okay, thank you for reading. I apologize.
If it feels like students are ruining your life, don't insult them. Don't take digs, and don't take sweet, sweet revenge.
Bad example.
Maybe if you did your work once in a while, you'd understand.
Bad example.
How do you expect to go to college if you can't graph parabolas?
Bad example.
Where is your head right now?
Bad example.
Did you do anything I said?
There's a fine line between giving somebody a hard time and bullying.
Possibly okay?
There's no answer to this question. What are you looking for?
Where did you put your brilliant mind?
Did the kid enjoy it? Yes? You're probably okay. Did they not enjoy it? You probably shouldn't be doing it.
You do have to win.
You have to win battles, or make it look like you won.
Johnny, I need you to stay inside.
Mister, he went outside.
I'm aware. I'm taking care of it. Can you work on your assignment? Dean Pritchards?
If a student defies you and walks out in front of everybody, you can't let that slide. You need to find them in the next class, find them in lunch, and I don't mean hunt them down, but just show that you're following up with it and have that conversation. They don't get to escape. Don't pick fights you can't win. If you know a kid's going to walk out the door, don't say, "Don't you walk out that door," just because you can later say, "I told him not to walk out the door." You just show the whole class he doesn't have to listen to you. Instead,
You just walk your class?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't do that. Okay, I need you working on your stuff. Take care of this. Hello? Yeah, I have a concern about a student. I need him picked up.
You're not on the same level.
it's necessary to negotiate with students. But unless you're teaching arguments, don't argue.
Bad example.
I wasn't talking, mister.
I just saw you talking.
It was Michael. Ask him.
Well, Mike, were you talking?
Mike, tell him you were talking.
Okay, because I was listening to you the whole time.
Mister,
No.
it wasn't me.
You don't have to defend your point of view. You're the adult. If you continue to entertain their argument, you're telling the child they're on the same level as you. You're not. Don't make it you versus them. Make it about what needs to be done.
Good example.
I wasn't talking, mister.
So you were paying attention, working on what you're supposed to, and being a scholar?
Yeah.
Good, that's what I want.
And it swiftly move on.
Kicking kids out of class.
Don't kick kids out of class. Try not to kick kids out of class. Kicking a kid out of class sends them the message that If they misbehave, they can get out of the place they wanted to leave anyway. And it sends you the message, the teacher, that if you can kick them out, you'll have a nicer day because they won't be there. But remember, you're also rejecting somebody who probably doesn't need more rejection in their life. The only great reason to kick somebody out is if there's going to be a fight, you probably need to remove somebody. You can't have that in a class. And if you do kick somebody out, make sure you let them know you don't want to do it. It's the last thing you wanted to do. You're trying to keep them there. Tim, I'm trying to keep you here, but I can't let you stay here if you're going to do that kind of thing.
Oppositional students.
If you have an oppositional student and you decide to be confrontational, you won't like the results.
Bad example.
Johnny, would you sit down? Did you hear me?
What you gonna do?
Being confrontational puts you on the same level as the student. It can put you at risk, and you might also lose control of your class. Instead, if you can, speak to them quietly, or better yet, address the issue to the whole class instead of straight to the individual.
And I need everybody sitting down.
Johnny's the only one standing.
Okay, I'm not asking who's doing what. I just need everybody in seats, all right? Okay.
Or
It just got very loud over here.
It's just Michael.
Okay, I'm not concerned about who's doing what. I just need the whole class to be quiet, okay?
pitting actions against the group.
Careful with this one. Don't pit the kid against the rest of the class.
Bad example.
Cindy's late, everybody. We're staying behind after class.
Oh!
However, you can pit their actions against the group.
Okay, there have been a lot of tardies lately. I need everybody to be on time and respect the rest of the class.
Yes, Cindy.
Okay, I don't need anybody to point anybody out. I just need everybody to be on time. We're all a class, we're all a unit.
You've made their actions a crime against the class, and kids want to make their peers happy. You've also made it so it's not you versus them. But again, you want to be careful and don't make it personal.
Tardies and absences.
Tardies are one of the biggest issues to contend with. If a student is tardy to their class, they're telling you and the rest of the class that your class is not that important. It can cause an avalanche of disregard. You need to respond. Start with small scaffolded responses. Small responses, and they get more invasive as time goes on.
Scaffold 1, conversation.
This is your second tardy in a row. What's going on?
Scaffold 2, administrative conversation.
Cindy, I'm hearing you've been late to class 4 times. What can you tell me about this?
Scaffold 3, parent meeting.
Cindy, can you summarize what you think this meeting is about so that your parent can understand?
Scaffold 4, daily reports.
So Cindy, this is your daily report. You're going to give this to your parents. You're going to have all your teachers check it off, and then I'll probably email your parents. We'll have a little bit of back and forth, and we'll discuss what's going on.
With behavior, don't start with your biggest response first. Always scaffold up and start with your small responses. Detentions have been proven ineffective when people send kids all the time to detention, just as most forms of punishment have actually proven ineffective. What's more proven is intervention and rehab type responses.
Do we know if Johnny's okay?
I think he went to a different school.
Constant absences in school are a huge deal. If a kid misses once a week, internally panic. When a kid decides that they don't have to go to school anymore, rarely does that get better in adult life. Don't let this happen. Get your parents involved, get your administration involved, get yourself involved.
Are the parents allowing him to stay home?
I'm not sure, but let's make sure that we let them know about all the ramifications, legal and social, of truancies.
Steering the focus on social issues.
In a safe environment, you can talk about most anything. However, there are some subjects students fixate on. Don't let students go on about fights. Don't let them talk about pregnancy if you're in a high-risk area, or petty crime if you're in a high-risk area.
Stop this.
Babies! I love babies!
Stop this too.
Did you see that fool? He got kicked in the face. He was like, blah, 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 blah.
Students talking about fights hypes up other students to want to fight. It also activates the instinctual part of the brain, a part you can't teach. Schools that have a lot of kids who talk about pregnancy end up having a lot of pregnancies. Schools where they talk a lot about fights, they have a lot of fights. So don't let that behavior breed.
Steer talk that hurts morale.
Don't let kids tell you they're going to a different school. Even if they're going to a different school. Even if their parents tell them so. Get the parents on your side. I understand that moving is a possibility for your child, but as far as they know, can we agree that we're going to get the message that they are going to stay here, that they are here? Because kids who move or think they're moving, stop working.
Absolutely.
Don't let kids tell you the school sucks, even if the school sucks. That opinion is contagious.
School's horrible.
We don't even have a swim team.
Okay, this is a great school, let me tell you why. Don't let them say they're not going to college. It's self-fulfilling and also contagious.
I don't need to go to college. I'm getting a job.
Seriously?
Okay, not only will you get more money if you go to college, but college is way more fun than high school. Don't let someone complain forever.
Oh my gosh, it's so hot in here, mister. Oh, and why do I have to do this stupid worksheet? I'm dying.
Okay, I want to hear about all your concerns, okay? Go ahead and write them down for me. Okay, I want to know all about them. Let me know all about it. Don't spare detail, okay? And then put it in this box. Having an active complaint box lets kids get things off their chest without negatively affecting others, and also it makes them feel listened to.
Match and redirect off-topic behavior.
Sometimes students won't stop talking, and saying get on task isn't enough.
And so Amber, she broke up with him because she was
Cindy!
with some other girl. And I was
Hello!
like, what? And
Hello!
I was like, oh my gosh, she must be so over that.
Instead of battling them for attention, match their conversation in an interested way, briefly, and redirect them to their work.
And so Amber broke up with him because he was with another girl.
What? For real?
Yeah, and he didn't even call her back.
Shh, that's crazy. I can't believe that actually happened. Anyway, so number 4.
Okay.
Humor isn't what works about it. You're getting onto the playfield for a second so that you can bring them back over to yours.
Match temperaments and redirect.
Match and redirect. You talk all day. This is a simple way of reminding them that you know how they feel. I'm mad about things too. You alright, Tim? You got your homework? If they hit something to be distracting, it deserves a different response. Otherwise, match and redirect.
The less you talk, the better.
Always use the least amount of force you need to use to get the job done. If you can get something done without speaking, do it. They've heard your voice.
Example 1. Example 2. Example 3.
Is it true that Amber's pregnant? Sorry.
Example 4.
They're gonna kick me out of school.
Address or ignore.
Students who are emotionally distressed right now can't work right now. They need to talk to somebody they trust, not some counselor they don't know, and you might need to be the one who makes time. Hey, I've got a lot happening right now, but you look upset. Can you write down what the issue is down on the... That situation would require a conversation after class. Other behaviors, sometimes students regulate better than you can.
Seriously? Thank you.
The less often you use your power, the more you have in reserve. Use it only when needed.
Always be busy.
Don't grade papers while you teach. You're sending the message that you don't have to work on what the rest of the group is working on. You're modeling a behavior you don't want them to have. Try not to sit. If you relax, they want to relax too. If you're moving around the whole time and working the whole time, that's what they want to be doing too. Yeah, if you look here.
Give students choices.
Give students choices whenever possible.
Okay, you can sit there or you can sit here. Those are the two options.
Always follow through.
Take the phone if you promise to take the phone. If you said you take the phone last time, you don't take it this time, they'll never believe you.
I didn't think you were serious.
That doesn't mean you've closed negotiations. They might surprise you.
What if I finish the whole essay this period? Can I have it back then?
The whole thing? Yeah.
Martial law.
If you have lost complete control of your class, it's time to reset the entire classroom experience. The more thoroughly you can change it, the better. Here's your test. Have I lost control? Walk up to 3 of your most talkative students and try to stop them from talking. And if they continue talking no matter what, won't stop at any point, you have lost control of your class. Here are some measures that you can do, and they start with structure. Because the more structure you involve, the less time kids have to do things they're not supposed to be doing, and also teaches them rules. Here are some options.
Suggestion 1. Write a social skills lesson.
Make a presentation on the social issues that challenge class. Give a larger world perspective. And then have some discussion, some interaction about the issues.
Okay, so what is bullying versus teasing?
Suggestion 2. Increase structure by using folders.
Have them pick up folders at the beginning of class and put them away at the end. Don't relax on it. Yes, good. Grab folders. Thank you. Don't forget to grab your folders. Perfect. All right, good.
Suggestion 3. Increase structure by adding do-nows.
A do now is a 1 to 2 question worksheet that focuses kids on the day's lesson. Have them walk in, pick it up, sit down and start working on it immediately, every day. Thank you for grabbing your do nows. Are you you're working on your do now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Suggestion 4. Increase structure by adding exit tickets.
An exit ticket is a short, summative questionnaire at the end of the day's class. It's the ticket they need in order to leave. Make sure they do a good job on it. Exit tickets, exit tickets. Cindy, your exit ticket. I need your exit ticket where you can go. Make sure it's all right. Good. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Thanks.
Suggestion 5. Increase structure by requiring hand raising.
Ideally, you want to get away from hand raising. It's not that prevalent in college. But if you need order, you need to bring order. Yes.
Suggestion 6. Don't sit at their level.
Find a higher up seat. You're in charge. Okay.
Suggestion 7. Don't turn your back.
Get a projector and a document cam. You'd like to establish trust, but clearly if you're in this situation, your class isn't ready for that yet. Okay, so can somebody explain to me what was difficult about this question?
Suggestion 8. Line up.
If things still aren't working, line kids up outside. Allow one in at a time, and don't let the next one in until everyone's behaved inside and outside. Clearly now you mean business.
Suggestion 9. Nuclear option. Complete separation.
If their behavior is still beyond reason, you need to cut the ties of communication as thoroughly as you can. Separate them all as much as possible. Face them towards the wall if you need to, each and every single one of them. They have not learned to behave correctly as a class, quietly. This would be their first opportunity. Make sure you do not single people out in this instance. If you're going to face people against the wall, make sure everybody's facing the wall. No special different treatment. Also allow them to negotiate their way back to seating in a way they're more accustomed to. Yeah.
If we're better tomorrow, can we sit like normal?
And don't use the seating arrangement for more than 2 days, because then it loses its power.
Be class culture appropriate.
You're trying to scaffold your class into that ideal classroom, where you can leave the class, come back, and everyone's still working perfectly. Don't use the 9 martial law suggestions if they don't need it. It's kind of insulting if you do.
School culture.
School culture begins in the neighborhood. A great administration can take it from a difficult area to a well-performing area. I've worked at those schools. But if you don't have that support from administration, you might run up against a lot of people who are stuck in their ways and want to keep the culture the way it is or are afraid to change. So the person who might end up fighting that battle is you. So good luck. This has been Improving Classroom Behavior. I hope it helps.